Hello, and welcome to Luna Yes Guided Sleep Meditations. In this session, we'll look at some of the more common causes of nightmares and how to change our daily routine to eliminate them. We'll learn and practice helpful techniques that will set the stage for deep and restful sleep. Thanks for joining me tonight. For those suffering from regular or recurring nightmares, who are quite literally frightened awake night after night, it can be especially difficult to move on and forget their disturbing dreams. Over time, just the thought of going to sleep can begin to cause more stress and anxiety, which makes it that much harder to fall asleep and that much more likely that a nightmare will occur. And of course, the less sleep you get, the more difficult it is for the brain to process a traumatic event and file it away correctly. Many experts attribute nightmares to the normal stresses and strains of daily life, simply our brains trying to unravel and make sense of the events of our lives. They can be particularly common in people suffering from PTSD or other forms of stress and anxiety. And in these stressful times, more and more people are suffering from recurring nightmares. Before we begin, I'd like to remind you that because this video will guide you into a state of deep relaxation and help you fall asleep, you should only listen to it when it's safe for you to do so. Please don't listen to this guided meditation while driving or doing any other tasks that require you to be alert. During tonight's practice, please remain aware of the sound of my voice gently guiding you, and listen carefully to my instructions. Not every technique will work for everyone, which means that it may take some time before you find the perfect combination for you. Some of what we discuss are quick and easy changes to your daily routine, but others will require some time and effort on your part. After discussing these techniques, we'll proceed on to a deep relaxation and a visualization exercise to induce a deep and restful sleep. Please remember that if at any point you feel uncomfortable, you can pause the meditation and take a few slow, deep breaths, allowing yourself to relax and become grounded before continuing on. If after this practice you're not able to fall asleep in a reasonable amount of time, you may wish to leave your bed and do something that you find soothing before lying back down. As always, you should eliminate any sources of distraction. Turn off the bedroom light, or just dim the lights if you're feeling uncomfortable in the dark right now. And place your device where you can hear but not see it. Let's begin by finding a comfortable listening position. You can choose to lie down on the bed, either on your back or your side, with your head supported by the pillow, or to sit up at first, with your feet resting lightly on the floor and your hands placed comfortably on your lap or at your sides. I'd like you to think about your daily routine as we review some of the more common causes of sleep disturbances. Look for any potential nightmare triggers as we learn how to change and restructure our daytime routines in order to lead to more peaceful and restful nights. It's important to note that some physical factors can influence our dream states. When the sympathetic nervous system, which controls our fight or flight instinct among other things, is engaged, we're more likely to experience nightmares. But when our parasympathetic nervous system, the one responsible for automatic tasks like digestion and breathing, is activated, it's easier to rest peacefully and have seemingly dreamless nights. Some people might have nightmares after having a late night snack, which can increase our metabolism and therefore signal the brain to be more active. But for others, it may be helpful to have a small snack shortly before bed. If your blood sugar drops too low while you're sleeping, that can cause a nightmare. So if you're the type of person to feel hangry during the day, if you tend to feel upset or out of sorts when you haven't eaten enough, you could try eating 1 or 2 ounces of protein before bed for a few nights. But avoid consuming carbohydrates as they take longer to metabolize, and eating them before sleeping could trigger the sympathetic nervous response we're trying to avoid. Sleep deprivation might also contribute to nightmares in adults, which then often causes people to lose additional sleep, thus continuing the cycle. So, a good way to be sure you're getting enough sleep is to stick to a regular schedule, even on weekends. You should go to bed and plan to wake up at the same time every day, aiming for between 7 and 9 hours of sleep per night. Ensure that your bedroom is a space reserved for sleeping and physical intimacy. If it doubles as a home gym or workspace, it can be more difficult to rest there. And speaking of the gym, try to get at least 30 minutes of moderate exercise every day. This will help expend excess energy and ensure better sleep quality. You'll want to find a bedtime routine that works for you, and over time, practicing the routine becomes a signal to your brain that it's time to rest. Ideally, avoid electronic devices for at least 30 minutes before sleeping. Though reading a book on paper can be very relaxing, the light from our screens can actually fool our brains into thinking it's still daytime and that we should be awake. You may want to take a warm bath or shower to soften and relax your muscles before sleeping, but avoid cold water as it could jolt you awake. Feel free to add lavender essential oils to your bath or to use a lavender scented lotion afterwards. The botanical scent is quite soothing and conducive to restful sleep. For some people, a mug of herbal tea before bed can be helpful. But avoid wine, beer, liquor, and other spirits close to bedtime, because while alcohol can make you sleepy, it may actually lead to nightmares. A number of medications are also known to increase the frequency of nightmares. not only drugs that act on chemicals in the brain, such as antidepressants and narcotics, but also non-psychological medications, including some blood pressure medications, can also cause nightmares in adults. Furthermore, withdrawal from medications or other substances, including alcohol and tranquilizers, could trigger nightmares. So if you notice a difference in your nightmare frequency after a change in medication, please talk with your doctor. Because anxiety and stress can lead to restless nights, you may find that scheduling a time to feel and experience those negative thoughts or emotions can be beneficial. Try keeping a journal or problem solving for 20 to 30 minutes after dinner. Taking the time to explore your worries means that they're not weighing on your subconscious at bedtime. One final tip for avoiding nightmares: avoid scary things. While it may seem obvious, we may not always realize that images from any exciting or disturbing content we watched before bed can appear in our dreams. During the pandemic, our everyday lives are looking pretty scary too. So just watching or reading the news and then hopping into bed is more likely to trigger disturbing and upsetting dreams. Before we move on to the meditation practice, I'd like to teach you a technique that can be especially effective when chronic nightmares show similar themes and patterns. Since nightmares can be learned behavior for the brain, this practice involves writing down in detail the narrative elements of the dream. Try keeping a voice recorder or notepad and pen by your bed. If you're awakened by a nightmare, quickly record the central elements or the general narrative of the dream. Later, you can spend more time turning your notes into a more detailed paragraph or two describing what happened in the dream and to whom. What is most important is to capture the most frightening elements of the dream on paper. The actual injury or death, the horrific images or sounds, and what led up to the dramatic ending. Now, this may be especially difficult for some trauma survivors with severe post-traumatic stress disorder or other severe mental illnesses. If you struggle with extreme fear, make sure you have professional or personal support before attempting this task alone. Then, rewrite the dream so that it ends positively. On another piece of paper, change the arc of the story so that it ends positively. This may require some imagination, but remember that in the dream world, anything is possible. The new ending to your story can be completely outlandish. You may introduce rescuers or invoke your own superpowers. Review this new narrative at least 2 to 3 times during the day, allowing your mind to become familiar with it. And just before falling asleep, set the intention to redream by saying aloud, "If or when I have the beginnings of the same bad dream, I will be able to instead have this much better dream with a positive outcome." Imagine all the details of your rewritten dream from beginning to end before repeating to yourself, "If or when I have the beginnings of the same bad dream, I will be able to instead have this much better dream with a positive outcome," before allowing yourself to fall asleep. You should practice this technique for at least 10 to 14 nights before deciding if it's helpful to you or not. And now, take a moment, if you haven't already done so, to lie down in a comfortable position on the bed as we prepare to relax our bodies and minds and drift off to sleep. Just allow my voice to guide you. And if at any time during this practice you feel yourself drifting off to sleep, that's okay. Don't struggle to remain awake. Just let yourself drift off to sleep without trying to remain awake until the end of the meditation. We'll begin by breathing in slowly and deeply through your nose and holding the breath for a beat before releasing it slowly through your mouth. And again, inhale deeply through your nose, filling your chest and belly, feeling them inflate and expand, then sighing the breath out, emptying like a balloon. And once more, inhale slowly and deeply through your nose, feeling the breath traveling through your body, filling you completely. And exhale fully and slowly out of your mouth. Allow your breathing to soften and to fall into a gentle, natural rhythm. And if you haven't already done so, go ahead and close your eyes now. Take a moment to just listen to your breath. Focus on the sounds of the air entering your nose. Feel the sensations as it travels through your throat to your lungs. Imagine it mixing with your bloodstream and spreading throughout your body to finally return and leave your body on the exhale. If your mind begins to wander, that's all right. Take a moment to notice any worries, any jealousy or fear, any irritation or anger you may feel. Breathe into these emotions, noting them and allowing them to flow out as you exhale. If any memories, plans, or judgments intrude on your consciousness, if you're experiencing anything other than simply being in this moment, here and now, take a moment to acknowledge the thoughts, to breathe into them, and then go ahead and return your awareness to your breath, allowing the thoughts to flow out as you exhale. Return your focus to the sensations of breathing Feel your chest and stomach gently rising and falling with each breath. Continue to breathe in relaxation and breathe out tension. Breathe gently and softly, and passively observe your body, not trying to change anything, simply taking note of how everything feels. If any particular part of your body begins to intrude on your awareness, if you're itchy or achy somewhere, if you feel the need to shift into another position, take a moment to acknowledge that, to correct it, and then let it go, returning as always to the breath. If you're feeling a bit wired or fidgety, go ahead and wriggle around for a few moments before settling back in. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Circle your feet. Maybe tap your palms gently against your stomach or the mattress, or shake your head gently from side to side. Take a moment to connect with your body, and we'll squeeze and release each part of our body one at a time, searching for any remaining pockets of tension. Let's begin at our toes. As you inhale, curl your toes tightly for 1, 2, 3, and release. Now soften through the toes and move your attention to your feet, flexing them on an inhale and holding for 1, 2, 3, then releasing. Now relax your feet and allow them to sink into the mattress. Next, tighten the muscles in your calves. Squeeze them as you inhale for 1, 2, 3, and then release, softening and relaxing. Check in with your knees. Bring awareness to them as you inhale for 1, 2, 3, and release them to the mattress. Move up now to your thighs, squeezing as you breathe in for 1, 2, 3, and relax as you breathe out, feeling your legs sink further into the bed beneath you. Bring your focus now to your pelvis, your hips, and your bottom. Squeeze your muscles tightly on an inhale for 1, 2, 3, and gently release them down into the bed as you exhale. Check in now with your fingers. As you inhale, curl them in tightly and squeeze for 1, 2, 3. Then release them to lie softly, palms up on the bed at your sides. Next, Tighten your forearms as you breathe in for 1, 2, 3, and release now as you breathe out. Let's move on to the upper arms, to the biceps and the triceps, tightening them as you breathe in for 1, 2, 3, and allowing them to soften and relax into the mattress as you exhale. Focus on your shoulders now, tightening and squeezing them as you inhale. 1, 2, 3. Then let them release down to the bed. As you inhale again now, tighten the muscles in your abdomen, squeezing the stomach for 1, 2, 3, and exhale, relaxing into the bed. On your next breath in, bring your focus to your neck and throat, clenching them for 1, 2, 3, and releasing and finding softness. Inhale again, clenching your jaw and frowning, tightening and squeezing all the muscles in your face for 1, 2, 3. Now breathe out slowly and release. Take another breath in, this time tensing all your muscles together for 1, 2, 3, and releasing as you exhale. Let's do it again, but a little longer this time. Inhale and squeeze for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and release and soften, sinking into the bed. One last time. Inhale and squeeze every muscle, every part, every inch of your body for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and release. Breathe out and relax onto the mattress. Feel its softness surrounding you and supporting you. Feel its warmth cradling you. Allow your breathing to find a gentle, natural rhythm now. In your mind's eye, I'd like you to envision a summer forest with green trees blowing in the warm breeze. You are walking down a wooded trail. The sunlight is filtering through the treetops and flashing around you. As you come to a small clearing surrounded by a ring of trees, there are small wildflowers here among the grass, and along the edges of a small pond. The sun is just beginning to set as you arrive. It's warm and breezy here in the clearing. You look up to see the clouds scattered throughout the evening sky, and notice that streaks of pink and gold are beginning to appear in the deepening blue. You walk toward the pond, stepping into the warm water and sinking down, floating now on your back. Look up at the beautiful twilight sky as you lie here, surrounded by the soft, fragrant grass and the ring of trees. And you watch the clouds for a few moments. Each of these clouds is a thought drifting through your awareness. Feel free to let your mind wander now for a few moments, just like the clouds moving above you. You might think about your day or a project you may have coming up. Allow yourself to notice the thoughts as they drift past. Acknowledge them and then let them go. You might also be feeling emotions right now, which is perfectly fine. For now, just notice them and acknowledge them as part of what's happening in this moment, and remain connected to the present. Bring your focus back to your body. Focus on the physical feelings that your emotion creates, on any tension that has built up, on the pace of your heartbeat, on the rhythm of your breath. Now return your attention to your breathing, slowly inhaling as you come back to the sensation of the air filling you up with love, expanding and stretching as you hold the breath in and flowing out, taking the worries, the anxiety, and the negativity of the day with it. Imagine the warmth of the setting sun above you. It's shining down on you. And as you breathe in its golden light, I want you to picture that light flowing down and filling you up. The golden glow infuses you, starting in your toes, filling you with peace and warmth. The light creeps up into your feet, rising to your ankles, into your calves and shins. It reaches your knees now. Everywhere the light touches is comfortable, full and heavy. As the sun reaches toward the horizon, as the sky begins to darken, the sunlight climbs up into your thighs. You feel the light filling your fingertips now, and up into your hands, bringing warmth to your palms, inching up your arms, filling your elbows, climbing up farther into your shoulders. Breathe in the light, filling your belly. Feel the light in your chest, coming up through your neck, warming your face, and overflowing throughout you, spilling out of every pore. As the sun sinks below the horizon, as the light fades from the sun, you're glowing now as brightly as the sun. You're filled with a sense of calm, of peace, of warmth and contentment. Watch as the sunlight fades away. As the sky turns from pink and gold to purple, then navy, then black. Floating here in this warm pool, you can feel the tension melting away from you. This is a safe place, this nighttime forest, a place where you can relax and feel free. As you float here, the stars begin to twinkle into sight. As you breathe in and out, softly and slowly, take a moment or two to listen to the sounds around you. The lapping of the water on the rocks, night birds softly calling, the quiet chirping of the frogs and the crickets. As you exhale, you look up to see the moon shining softly above you. casting a silvery light over everything. The moonlight shines gently onto you, filling you with a sense of peace. Take a moment to watch the moon as you breathe. Take a moment to reconnect with the feeling of the water, with the warm air, with the sounds of the forest around you. Breathe in the peace of the moonlight. Find stillness. Find quiet and calm. And as you slowly breathe out, feel the peace of the silvery light washing over you. Under the glow of the moon, take the deepest breath you've taken so far today. Hold that breath as though you're holding in the magic of the moonlight. Then slowly exhale yet again, letting every last bit of air escape your body. You feel perfectly relaxed and comfortable here in this safe, hidden space, surrounded by the power and beauty of the natural world. And you know that as you sleep, your mind can remain in this positive place, this safe place that exists just for you, where you can relax and visualize any pleasant activity you choose. Remember too that you can return here, reliving these happy moments, or visualizing new, peaceful, and relaxing activities. Walks in the woods, watching the birds and small animals flitting around and playing, or laying on the warm sand under the summer sun with a light breeze wafting over you. Remember that you have the power to rewrite your nightmares, that you can create a happy ending, that you can find a peaceful and restful sleep. For now, allow the vision in your mindscape to fade and return your awareness to your breath, to the room around you, and to your body that is now soft and relaxed, nestled comfortably and sunk deep into your cozy bed, relaxed and heavy and nearly ready to drift off to sleep. Breathe in gently now. Hold your breath and release it slowly. Inhale again. Hold it. And exhale. Continue breathing in this way, inhaling slowly, filling your lungs with warm, sweet air, holding it as you count slowly. 2, 3, 4, 5, and releasing slowly out your mouth like a balloon deflating, emptying all the air from your body before inhaling slowly once again. You're ready for a deep, peaceful rest so that you wake up refreshed and restored, ready for a new day. Now, as we prepare for sleep, I'd like you to let your breathing slow and return to its natural rhythm, and we'll drift off to sleep by counting our breaths. If you happen to lose count, don't worry, just start again at 1. And if you make it to 100 before you fall asleep, you can just keep on counting if you'd like, or begin again at 1. When you're ready, let's begin. Inhaling 1 and exhaling. 2. Inhaling. 3. And exhaling. 4. Breathe in. 5. And out. 6. Again. 7. And breathe out. 8. Inhaling and exhaling. Breathing softly and slowly. Inhale and exhale. Breathing gently and easily. Inhale and exhale. Just breathing. Good night. Thanks again for joining me tonight. And for more Luna Yes guided sleep meditations, please subscribe to our YouTube channel